Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and since tomorrow is New Comic Book Day, we are going to talk about my top 5 picks for this week, and one that was definitely something worth skipping. It is something I am actually dropping as a title, but we're going to save the worst to last. Now, this was actually a very good week in comics as far as DC Comics goes and indies. Now, as most of you probably know, I'm not a huge Marvel person, but I do have some on my poll this upcoming week as far as Black Panther and Moon Knight. But as of last week, there was nothing. So I'm not going to include any Marvel in my list, but I do want to talk about what I really did enjoy. And if you are new to the channel and enjoy this type of content, comic books, video games, and movies, mostly comic books, let's be real, make sure you hit subscribe. As always, hit like. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite book was of the week, and we will get to mine shortly. But I do have an honorable mention that I want to make sure I say something about, because it has been consistently good. It just is getting a little repetitive, and that is Primordial, number 4 by Jeff Lemire. It is a wonderful book. I just want it to go somewhere. And it feels like this was a bit of a filler issue. Same with his Maze book this week. Both of them were solid books, don't get me wrong. They just weren't worthy of top 5. So let's start with my number 5. I have Wonder Girl number 6. I am absolutely loving Yara Flor. This is the best Wonder title at DC right now. She, as far as Joelle Jones, is doing a great job drawing this, writing this. She knows this character inside and out, how she feels about things, what she's going to do. And I really enjoy the character. And I've said this time and time again. This is a new character introduced to the Wonder family that different and even younger generations can actually maybe relate to a little bit more, because Diana is definitely a great character, don't get me wrong. But she is definitely one of the holier than thou characters. Whereas Yara still has a lot of work to do and a lot of trials to go through. And we will actually see her going into Trial of the Amazons. Okay, so let's move on to number 4. And I actually have Titans United. Now, this is an Elseworld title from my understanding. But this is everything, and I mean everything, that should have been adapted and put into the HBO Max Titans show. We have great characterization, just about the same characters, to be honest with you. We have, every single one is the exact same characters, and they are all phenomenal. They are all in character. They all look beautiful. The art is phenomenal, and the writing is top-notch. It is what we should expect from something like Teen Titans Academy or the show, but this book really outdoes itself each and every single time. We've got Lady Vic, who I love, looks phenomenal. We've got Blackfire. I absolutely love this book. I can't say more good about it. So for number 3, I have Robin and Batman number 2, another Jeff Lemire book. Yeah, I think that it's a hat trick, right? 3 in a row. We got 3 on this list. Well, honorable mention, but Jeff Lemire is writing this very well. The art by Destin New is amazing. It is very different. It's very picturesque. It's different, and I do enjoy different. The only problem I have with this book, and a lot of people are really loving about this book, is that we have a very, very cynical Batman. And I mean very cynical Batman. There's a twist in this book, and I won't give it away, that kind of threw me for a loop, and I almost didn't like it. I understood it, but I almost didn't like it. We actually get to see Dick Grayson. He is going and meeting the Titans for the first time, and he does, all these different adventures with them, and then he goes back, and it's his birthday, and you think it's for a birthday gift, and it's really not. And it is a very cynical version of Batman, which I understand we've seen done before. But this one is, just say happy birthday, son. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. It's really, really good, though. So For number 2, I actually have Urban Legends number 10. And as long as I have been doing these episodes, not just on here, but on the Morning Brew also, which I do every Tuesday at 11 a.m., I have never had an Urban Legends actually make the list. They are very good. They were much better when we were getting the Red Hood storyline by Chip Zdarsky and the Grifter storyline by Matthew Rosenberg. They were much better. They kind of went off the rails. We had some great Batwoman in there and some other characters. And then it kind of felt like stuff dropped out until this issue where we get a couple different stories. And I want to talk about them a little bit individually. The one we see with Tim Drake is my favorite. It's by Megan Fitzmartin. And we see her understand in different panels what Batman truly stands for, what he is deep down at his core. And I really like that. It's a nice palate cleanser for a very cynical Batman. And we kind of see this weird moment that some people may not like, but we actually see him, there is a bunch of protesters out in the street that are upset because basically after Fear State, everybody is scared, they're angry. And he actually hugs one of the protesters, and it works well. It works perfectly. And, Tim is just as surprised as the protester is, but it de-escalates the situation. And I really like that side of Batman. And we also get to see Tim come out in a way to Batman. And Batman doesn't care. He's like, well, you're happy? Okay, moving on. And that was it. So I really enjoyed that story. We also had a Tweedledee and Tweedledum storyline done by Sam Johns that I really enjoyed. It shows another side of Batman that is amazing. You see Tweedledee and Tweedledum. One brother is trying to save the other brother. He's very sick. He has the money, but nobody will help him. He can't get the medicine. And this is the second part of the story. But at the end, you actually think that the one brother that's trying to help is going to go to jail. And he doesn't. Batman takes his brother to the hospital, and that's where they wake up, and he has to make this terrible decision, and I won't give it away, but it's a really sweet story about villains, but the familial bonds within them and how they interact with each other, and I really, really like it. There's also an amazing Azrael story done by Dan Waters. I'll say it time and time again. Give Dan Waters more work at DC. He's phenomenal. Everything he touches is good. Nightwing, there's another kind of The Bats of Christmas Past done by Teenie Howard. Another great, just sweet story, right? It's not super deep, and I actually was glad I enjoyed this because she's coming on Catwoman, and I'm like, yeah, okay. She's got some writing chops. Let's see what you can do. I have heard a few people are not a big fan from her X9, so I'm going to give her a chance. I love Catwoman. And this last issue that comes out tomorrow, or today, is the penultimate issue for Rom V. So, now, my number 1 pick of the week, and I'm so mad how it ended. I'm so mad. Jupiter's Legacy number 6. I absolutely love Jupiter's Legacy. I love the world building that Mark Millar has done. I love everything about this comic. It is probably one of my favorite, probably my top indie comic ever, ever, ever. Not just this one. This is Requiem. But the other volumes also. I love the world. I love the characters. But damn it, some die. And then it ends with, I want to say it, earmuffs. Spoilers. We see Hutch die? What the fuck, Mark Millar? I'm so upset. That character has been there since day one. You killed Hutch? I get it. It's a really big moment. It's a huge moment. And it's a really smart, clever way he does it. But Hutch? Really? I was really hoping for a redemption with him and Chloe. Come on now. All right, fine. Fantastic. And it sucks because it doesn't come back till April. So this issue is going to just kind of linger there, right? Well, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. Worth the read. So let's go to the bad. And this is actually a title I've been trying to get on board with. I've tried since the first issue. I reviewed the first issue. And I'm dropping it. I'm officially dropping it after this. And that is Future State Gotham. Oh boy. We have the next Joker. Apparently, he's not really Joker at all. And I think he ate Grifter's brain. Like, is this dude a zombie? And I'm not going to lie. I'm not a huge manga fan. There are some that I find very interesting, and I've talked about them on the channel before, such as Tokyo Ghoul and My Hero Academia, but I can't get into it like some other people can. And it's just, it's all subjective, right? All sorts of art is subjective. Well, what they tried to do with this title is make it like manga. It didn't work at all, because you also have to have the good storylines to go along with it. And we've seen this kind of lackluster warmonger storyline. We've got Jace and Nightwing and Peacekeeper Red, which is Jason Todd. And I don't know if this is in the future for real, if this is a different Earth, if this is just an Elseworld story. Nobody's being clear with anything, and I'm just kind of out. Like, I'm just kind of done with this story. And normally I really enjoy Joshua Williamson. But Future State Gotham, yeah, you broke me. For one, you don't kill Grifter. You don't kill Grifter. Grifter is amazing. Don't kill Grifter. But for two, the Joker was literally a joke. Terrible character. If you're going to make a future version of Joker, you know what it is? I've read Batman Beyond. And that's what this is trying to be. So hard, but it suffers because it doesn't have Terry McGinnis or Bruce Wayne or these characters to make it Derek Powers to drive that story further. And it fails on every single level. And I feel bad because I like Joshua Williamson, but I can't do this one anymore. I just can't. So I buy plenty of Williamson. I'm not going to feel too bad about it. But even so, what was your guys' top pick of the week? Let me know down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.